Hey everybody, today we are talking about what is your beekeeping why here on Beekeeping for Newbies, so stay with us. All right, everybody, welcome to Beekeeping for Newbies. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel here today. I definitely appreciate you being here. You can always reach me, Jeff, at beekeepingfornewbies.com. It's NEWBEES.com. Today, I am talking to you about a very, very specific and important thing in beekeeping. Whatever you do in your life, you have to find a why. So, you wake up every day, you go to work, you maybe have friends, girlfriends, boyfriends, family, whatever it might be in your life. Everything that you do and all the ways that you structure your day-to-day behavior and your activities, everything has to come from a why. You have to have something that is driving you one way or another. Beekeeping is the same thing. A lot of people have said, I want to be a beekeeper. And I'm like, wow, this is so great. I do too. So why do you want to be a beekeeper? What's driving you? And they'll say, oh, I really want honey. Like I love honey and I want to have honey. And I say, and that's your big reason? Like that's your why? And they're like, yeah, I want to have honey. And I'm like, go to the farmer's market and buy some honey and be done with it. And I mean that seriously, because beekeeping is a commitment. Just like when you buy a pet, if you have a dog or a cat, like there's never going to be a scenario if you're doing things the way that I hope you're doing, where you're going to wake up one morning and go, I don't think I'm going to feed the dog today. Like, yeah, you kind of need to feed the dog or the cat or whatever it is. Like you still got to do these things whether you like it or not. If you don't feel like it, you still got to do it. You got to get them vaccinations for whatever type of dog and cat illnesses might be out there. If they get sick, you got to take them to the vet. You have to be engaged. It's really, really difficult to figure out how that why aligns with who you are and your personality when you don't know anything about beekeeping. I really, really encourage people who say, hey, I want to be a beekeeper. Obviously, my first thing would be like, hey, please listen to my podcast. Please watch my YouTube channel. But what I also say at the same time is there are a million, like there's tons and tons of really great people in this community who will help teach you and educate you and get you where you need to be to become a great beekeeper. But make no mistake about it, it is very, very challenging. On the surface, it's very simple concepts. Buy bees, stick bees in box, watch over bees, take honey, lather, rinse, repeat, right? It's a pretty simple little formula there, but there are a whole lot of steps involved in that whole process. The reason I say it's so critically important to find your why, it's just like if you said, I'm going to go to college to become a brain surgeon. Like, I really, really hope that you've done something throughout your life. Like maybe you were a volunteer EMT, or maybe you had a parent or a relative or somebody who brought you maybe you were raised sort of in that medical community. Because to go from just being like a regular person who has no exposure to the medical world, and now all of a sudden you're in medical school and you're in the cadaver lab dissecting humans and these things, it's not always the easiest thing to do. I actually have done that before, so I'm not just making up like morbid stuff. I used to be a paramedic, whole long separate story. But you can't go into that decision lightly, recognizing that you're going to have $250,000 to $500,000 worth of student loans to pay back for your MD. But it's not the same thing with beekeeping, but you're going to make a big investment. And I have an episode coming up here in the next couple of weeks where I'm going to really break down just how much money, how costly it is just to get into beekeeping and then to maintain what you've gotten into. But as you go through the process of discovering what your why is, the things I would ask is, are you a patient person? Can you tolerate being hot and sweaty? Do you like the outdoors? Do you enjoy being outside? Do you enjoy if somebody walks up to you and slaps you in the face, right? Because not a lot of people enjoy being slapped in the face, and being stung by a bee really isn't that. I would kind of rather somebody just smack me in the face than to have a bee sting in the face. And I might even actually post a picture of me. I will. I'll put a picture up of me. You have to kind of go through all of the things that could be really painful with beekeeping before you just say, I want to be a beekeeper. The other thing that I've said this a million times on earlier episodes of the podcast, if you decide like, yes, I'm definitely going to do this, the thing I tell everybody is get a mentor, find a local bee club. If you can join a bee club, you don't even have to be a beekeeper yet. You don't have to have any gear. I think that my bee club has an annual membership fee of like $30, and you pay the $30, you get a membership to not only the local bee club, but you get the state association membership as well. So you've got both of those in the one membership fee. Everybody is super nice. Now, full disclosure, like I am the worst bee club member ever. Like I don't go to meetings and I'm really bad about it, but I know that the people I've talked to before, they are really good. They're nice. They're really participative. They're very helpful, encouraging. Like, so when you get into a bee club, you can say, hey, listen, I'm not sure if beekeeping is for me, but I really like to learn more. So then you go to the meetings and then they'll start teaching you and training you. You can go to somebody's house. You can watch them do an inspection. You can ask questions. Lots of them will even have extra gear. So if you haven't made the investment in protective gear yet, you can just go tag along with them and they'll have some spare gear that you can wear to protect yourself. But take your time, do your due diligence. I recommend to everybody, if you're looking at becoming a beekeeper in 2025, go ahead and start planning for that now. Start thinking about it now. Start doing your research. Again, podcasts, YouTube, friends, family, anybody you can reach out to, and do the research now. Figure out if it's going to be a good fit. Get that bee club thing going. Surround yourself with as many people as you can who can lift you up and help you become better before you even make the investment. You might get, if you started doing this now, you might get to like December, January timeframe and say, I'm not doing that. I've seen what happened at this guy's beehive down the road when he was showing me how he does inspections and the bees were going crazy. I'm not going to do it. Cool. Great. Save yourself all that money and the investment and all of the pain and suffering of the bees that you don't take good care of, right? Again, it's just like your pets, and you will, as much as you may try to be a tough person and be like, I don't care, man. They're just honeybees. You will develop a relationship with them. I don't care if you're a 6'4", 240, big, burly, tough guy, or if you're a 5 foot, little girl. I say that because I've got a couple of 5 foot daughters, but you got some, you're a short little lady. Doesn't matter who you are, anywhere in between, above or below, you will develop a relationship with them, and it can potentially be life-changing. I mean, I'm a veteran myself. I know a lot of veterans in this space who are using honeybees for therapy. I cannot tell you how many times I've taken a cup of coffee. I've walked outside, sat down at my beehives with my coffee, and you can just feel like your blood pressure kind of dropping and you're just getting relaxed and you're watching them do their thing and they're coming in and out. The pollen sacs are loaded down with pollen. It's just a really super cool thing, and it can benefit you in so many ways, but make sure that it fits you. Make sure it fits your personality, and make sure that it gives you the answer you need to your why. So folks, that's all I've got for you today. So take care, be kind to one another, and remember, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. We'll talk to you soon.